on the left side, you can see the modules, and I'm particularly talking about buying module. So this buying module comprises two recording forms, which is in fact this purchase request form, and the other form is called purchase order. And these two forms consist of the recording phase, where you have to go and check, record and input on the form of different data types, and record these transactions, so that your buying cycle will go on and move on for further processing. And these two recording forms will populate the reporting elements by itself. So the first thing which I need to know is do you have any case with you for which you want me to run a case or scenario here on the system?
Basically,
Do you
as
have
well
any
as
example? Do you have any example with you? You want me to run in a particular purchasing example for you, or here on the system, or should I start by myself?
Sure. Do you want us to give you an explanation of the process, the purchasing process that we do right now?
Okay. So, sir, this is the buying module. So you see, you have to have items and warehouses and supplier master ready before you go and move on, working with the purchase request document.
Yes.
This
Muslim, do you want us to give you like our workflow right now, and then you will?
Yeah, I think it's good that you talk first your current business cycle for purchasing, and then I'll elaborate by myself.
Okay. Muhammad, you can use the best to give you this.
Okay. First of all, we're using a system called Minami. The system, usually every location or every store, they raise their request. Either they want to purchase, for example, an office supply like an ink or things like this, or some requests related to marketing materials, stickers, or brochures, or some requests related to merchandise, for example, goggles. And the flow goes from the first person who raised the request till it comes to me. Okay, then we have the we approve it, so it goes to the bookkeeper, and the bookkeeper, he take it from the store and send it to whatever store they have. If the item is not available, the request stop at me, and now we have Sultan. Sultan is the purchasing responsible person, and we check our supplier list, we order it, we make sure it arrived to the main inventory. Then it goes to the bookkeeper to be distributed to the other stores. This is the current situation.
Okay, sir, I understand. So let me, go along and show you that how this process is being mapped, or can be triggered, or can be processed by using this by my, this ERP. So let's start by assuming that there is a request, and there is a purchase request and demand, which has to be triggered by recording this purchase material request document. So you click on it, and then you will reach on this list view, and there is a filter up here. So you remove this filter, so you will see toward your records each and every record. So I'm going to push this add button, so this form will pop up, and here you are going to record a purchase request form based on the demand, which can be triggered on two different mechanism. For example, if the production is involved, or something is planning for sales, or kind of sale forecasting, so this document, bill of material, and this sale order based, or what do you call, make to order, you see, make to order basis, you can also trigger your purchasing process. So the first document, which is called material request, upon which we are here standing, this document is going to be triggered by make to order or make to stock, both grounds. So this thing will auto calculate the stock in hand quantity, and the rest quantity for which purchasing cycle has to be triggered will be automated by creating this document in here. So I'll show you this material request document is serving the purpose of purchase request. In fact, this document is multi-purpose. You see, the purpose of this document can be is versatile or is diverse. For example, if I choose this purchase purpose is to purchase, this document is going to serve the purpose of purchase PR, any purchase request. So I'm going to show you how we are going to create a purchase request, and then we will drive the whole buying cycle by
Yeah, question this new material request gonna be accessible to the stores, to the purchase, the flow it will go to purchaser, and like this, or this is only to suppliers?
Yes, sir. You see, in fact, you are talking about the nature of the item. The item nature can be defined on the item master, and this document can be accessible because ERP is a software upon which you are working with a unified data set, any uniform data, master datas across the board within the company in a user access control environment. So if you want me to give this document access to a storekeeper or a purchaser, we can control it by working with the user access control. So it's up to you, either you want this document to be reached by a storekeeper or a purchaser, so we can control it.
Well, let's start from the beginning here, from the request from the school, because they always request to purchase the items, and it comes to our support office here, and then we do the purchase. So this document that you are doing right now, this is to be made to be done by the schools who wants the request.
You see, this is a request, the one.
New material request. So this is from the school itself,
Yeah.
from the people who wants the project.
Yeah, the end user who is requiring the particular item.
Okay.
He is the one who is triggering this document.
Okay.
So
So this is for this is the first step in the.
This is the first step of the process.
Okay.
First step of the buying process. So this is PR is going to be the document, and let's see, we say, for example, for which store you want this to be required. For like this store, I mean, we can name your store, we can set up your store in the system as well, but let's say this is a raw material or your basic store, for which these items which I'm going to populate here in this table is required for this particular store, which I have added here. So
this is the store name, right?
Yeah, this is the store name.
Question, Mazhar, I don't know, are we recording this so we can get back to it whenever we want?
Yes.
Yes.
We are recording this also.
Okay, thank you very much.
This session is being recorded so that you can whenever you want it for any further use, you can use it. So you see, I'm here in this form, the form structure. You need to understand the form structure so that you will be you are going to be familiar with the recording phase, because there are two type of things. The one is called recording, where you are working with the forms where you input the data, and then there is another thing which is called reporting. Those reportings are auto populated based on the forms. So you can also make your own custom reports as well. So we are working in the recording phase here, and this is a form. The form has two sections. For example, this section is called header section, and you see the document number and date and some other master records like stores which are generally global and called these are called master records, and these are uniform across the company and across the ERP regardless of the modules. And then you have item table, which is in fact on this grid view you see the item table, and in here you are going to work with the items, and this is where you need to be very particular to work and to record and report particular item records, so that because of the fact that ERP based on item structure, so the whole ERP is standing upon items. So everything is each and most of the, or I'll say each and every form is is built and is composed based on item structure. So everything is
Item code is good. Is it going to be
the item master, yeah,
the item name,
entity,
right?
yeah, item name and item code or item entity is the same in fact. So for example, what exactly you want here me to require, request?
Let's put animal head swim cap.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see, though you have provided us the item master and we have uploaded, so this is your product. Is this a product which you want to be purchased?
What about the quantity? How can they adjust or
Yeah,
decrease, increase the quantity?
these are editable fields. In fact, you can just write up here like if you want these 20 pieces, you see this unit of measurement is going to be pieces. So the requester is requiring 20 pieces to be purchased before this day. So you can add up like this for each for new item, and then you can give me another name of the item.
Let's say bowel cleaner. This is include cleaning supply, merchandise, everything.
The item item comes along with a single entity, so we are talking about a single item. So just give me a single item name.
Okay. Go down.
You want me to give, have to give me any name so that I can type it and it will work. It will populate that particular item. As soon as I type, system will pull up those items.
Cartoon swim cap. Okay.
For example, this item.
Okay.
So how many quantities you want me to purchase it?
10.
So 10 pieces. This cartoon swim caps pink comes with the comes with the numbers, and you count in the pieces. You count this item in pieces.
Yes, in pieces.
So you want 10 pieces of this item and 20 pieces of this item. So
Yes.
while you are working with the item grid, you can also since as I was talking about that you are working with the item on item level, so you can pick and choose required date for for each item separately. For example, you're requesting this item on or before 18th, and you want this item before 17th. So this required date is also here up here on on the header level, and if I choose a particular any required date here, this will auto populate all these field as per this field. But you want separate required date for each item, so you have to work one by one for each one. So you can add up each item here on the in this table by adding row. But if you want already if you do not want to type it, and if you want some multiple items to be pick and choose at the same time, so this window will pop up, and this is what look like where you have to the search bar here is here as well. You can just pick and choose like this item. System will ask the quantity and you just add it. So you see this item is already fallen here in the table. So you can add up by choosing this button as well. And if you want to have more items like 50 or 100 items to work with this form, you can also go to use these buttons where Excel template will be downloaded, and then you can work along the Excel you work along on the Excel thing, and this document can also be uploaded here. So this table will populated by using these button working with the Excel document. So
Sorry, excuse me.
yes.
I didn't get what's the difference between added multiple and added row.
uh, this is where you have to type it here, but these are multiple. For example, if I can pick and choose multiple items at once by click by on a click on of a mouse. So I'm not even typing it. I can just scroll it down like this, and the whole item master is populating here in a list view, in a list form, and I can just go on and we can choose any item, and then system is going to ask me a quantity, and then I'll set it, and this thing will fall up in here. But if I do not need to go to search it multiple items at once, I can add row here, and then I can start typing my item name here,
Okay.
and this will populate like this, and you can pick and choose your item here, and then you can add quantity as well. So there are two different elements which you can work, whichever you feel comfortable you can work with. So this document is a purchase request, and we are going to purchase these two items on two different dates with two different quantities, and these unit are measurements for this particular store. So
And sorry, how about edit? What we can edit here?
the whole thing is editable. Quantity is editable. You see, quantity is editable, date is editable. Since I'm just start composing this document, this whole document is in editable form, and this is not yet finalized, so everything is editable. The requester is working with this document at this stage, and it is all editable at this stage.
Thank you.
So this is going to be the document number, the document posting, any composing date, and this date is I mean the recording date of the transaction date, which is the now, and this is the purpose of the document, and this is the store which I have chosen, which is also reflecting here. And we have just composed this item grid where we have worked with the items. There are other things, for example, if you want to write something like something textual or narrative or subjective lines for further processing, or for the knowledge of purchaser, you can write up here. For example, please this is, for example, you can write a message for purchaser, this is urgent, and please subjective line for further knowledge or further information for you can write up here, urgent, please what do you call just you can write up here, this is urgent, and then you can save it. So as soon as you save this document, the dashboard is appearing here, and the document number is generated. The document the form PR document material request document number is generated. You can, this document is file in the draft form, so whatever you have worked upon it, it's saved now, and now you can go back to, because you see this is the path. This is home button, stock module, material request document, and this is my particular document which I am working with. So if I click here, it will take me to the list of the document which I am working with. So this is the listing of the PRs or material request document. I'm saying PR for material request. You don't confuse with it. Purchase request is PR, and material request is the main in fact document. The form name is material request, but since the purpose is to purchase, not to manufacture or not to enter transfer within the stores, so this is going to be PR. So for the purpose of purchase, a material request is called a PR. So let's this purchase request is in draft mode. So you have,
And again, Mazhar, please, can you go back again?
I'm Hassan, sir, my name is Hassan.
Sorry. What I'm saying, now we have two kinds of orders: one purchasing and one material request. Material request, as I understand, it's whenever the order within the organization, so no need to purchase something from outside, right?
Yes, but that's going to be material transfer. And if you require something from one store to be transferred to another store, that has to be material transfer. So this is
What
going
about
to be within house.
what about one of the schools gonna raise up a request of material? What type of request they're gonna raise? Purchase or material? Material.
If there is something which is which has to be transferred within house, and there is no need to engage any other supplier outside of the company, then this is going to be the in-house document. Any purpose.
But the schools doesn't have access to see the inventory. For example, if they are out of swim goggles, they don't know if the inventory it have stock on hand or no.
So, sir, as soon as you pull pull the item here, system is going to show you any requester either from wherever he belongs, or he is working for whichever branch. if he is going to pull up the item here, and if you go in here, the system is going to reflect how much quantity this quantity is actual quantity in hand, and system is reflecting that this much pieces are available in the system. I'm sorry, this quantity is the one which is in fact stock in hand, so there is no stock available in the system, and that is why we are requesting 44 pieces to be purchased. So he can come here in this window and he can see that there is no quantity available, so I can request to be purchased or transfer from another location.
So they have an eye to the schools. They have an eye into the main inventory.
Yes, sir. They can, they can look up the inventory for each item by working with the item itself. For example, if I take you to the item, as soon as I'll submit this document, I'll drive you to the item level where you can see these 44 pieces will be reflecting on the item level. So I have just raised this purchase request, and in here the list is reflecting like this. Yani the document number is here, the purpose is here, the document name is here, it is in draft mode. So you can use these two different buttons for approval level as well. For example, one user can save this document, which will follow this document and record this document in draft mode, and then the other one can access and to reach in here and to check this document if this is worthy enough to go further on a purchasing for further processing, and then he can submit it. Any another user or another with another ID, with another role, he can then submit this document like this. So there you see these two buttons can serve the user access control for two different roles as well. So this document is now pending to be purchased for purchasing process, and now I can show you, I can take you up to the item level, and user can go to by clicking on the item itself. And if you click on the item, the item master record will pop up. So this is the item name and this is the form itself. So the item, you see, this is called the dashboard of each form, and as soon as you save the document, the dashboard system is creating dashboard for you, and you see system is reflecting already that there is a purchase request made for this item. We are here on the item, and system is reflecting that there is a buying cycle is pending, and there is something recorded on the buying cycle involving this animal head swim cap item, and there is one record of material request is already made, and this one record is pending and standing up to that level which is required to go for further processing. So if you just look on the stock level section here, and it is showing that this store is requiring these 44 pieces for which we have just created a purchase request. And you see system is very dynamic, system is reading quantity in a dynamic way. You see the actual quantity is in fact the stock quantity which we were earlier talking about while you were asking for how to check the actual quantity in hand. So you see system is reflecting that there is no quantity in hand, and those 44 pieces are waiting quantity, and they are expected because this has just been requested to be purchased. So you see we can just go to check on item level, those stock level can be checked on item level. So you understand my point, sir?
Yeah, but you explain very fast. Let's try to make it slower, huh? MashaAllah alayk.
Okay, no, but I'll go slow, yani. So I think I'll.
When the school they submit their request, how it will arrive to and where it will arrive.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yeah, when the schools they submit their request, where it will go.
Yeah, these requests will list out it here in this document, and as soon as these requests will be submitted, I can trigger auto email notification on it, and those notification can but those notifications are in fact are based on emails. Yani I can trigger emails on it, so that the next process recipient has to be informed by receiving an email that a PR or purchase request is pending for further processing. So is this okay? Yani if the next person is about to receive an email mentioning that this document is pending for him, yani email notification can serve the purpose, yani.
Yeah, the next level of the order will get notification and email, right?
Yeah, email. You will get the email mentioning that this document is pending, and there will be a link, and by on this particular email you can click on it, and you will reach on the particular document, and start further processing. So I've just raised that purchase order, purchase request for this particular location, which is requiring these two items of these two different quantities for this particular location. So we move further for for purchasing process. So how do you want me to drive this for the next level? Yani I'm going to purchase these two items out of the company or out of the school for a supplier, and I'm going to engage an outside party for this. So what is the process initially, yani current process of yours to move forward?
Now, if the process it goes from the school, every order it will come to the purchase responsible. The purchase we have Sultan here. He's handling the purchasing. So the request it will comes to him.
Yeah. Sir, yani you receive the purchase request, and then what do you do? What is the process? Can you please
If,
explain?
if we receive a purchase request, first of all, we check the inventory. Does it have whatever requested or no? If it's not available, we'll request it. The order will stop till we request from the supplier. Either it's a print house, it's a supply or IT supply, upon the different kind of supply.
Okay.
Whenever we make sure it's arrived at and it's in the main inventory, we go to the request and we approve it. So when the flow, it will goes directly.
So no problem, sir. I can. You see, we have just made the purchase request, and now there is a there. I'm here on the material request document. I can push and pull this document for further processing. I mean, both ways. I can pull it or I can push it. So I'm here standing on the material request document, and I'm pushing it for the further process of purchase order.